Here are 6 things I did in 2022 that gave my life direction. What's up? Next year, a Gen Z Web3 community builder and trader. And if ngayon lang tayo nagkita, I usually talk about goals, wealth building, and life in general. So why are we having this conversation? Basically, I wanna put my thoughts and journey into videos. And you know how not a lot of people talk about these stuff yet, especially as Gen Zs or millennials. I can be your friend to have these conversations with, along with many other people na baka nasa same boat din. With the amount of stuff that we went through this year, at this point, parang medyo necessity na to have this conversation. To act as a retrospective and documentation na rin sa crazy 2022 na nangyari. And I know how overrated these types of videos can get. To deviate from that, let's make this straightforward and no BS. Kasi legit, yung mga i-share ko, it really gave my life direction this year. So without further ado, isa-isahin na natin sila. Number 1, being totally okay about feeling lost or afraid. Medyo contrary sa title ng conversation natin, but let me explain. Sa dami ng unexpected na nangyari from Q1 to Q4, from the COVID surge ulit, from the elections, from the FTX crash, Luna crash, the bear market, it's been really crazy. And with that, I learned to cut myself some slack. We actually don't have to figure everything out. A lot of people actually don't have things figured out. If that provides any type of consolation, di ka nag-iisa. And the fact that we're feeling lost and afraid, it just means na we're being put in a place na hindi pa natin napupuntahan before, kaya naliligaw tayo. And one way or another, figuring it out sooner or later will lead to growth. What's the rush, diba? Number 2, know how to live in the present while preparing for the future. To be honest, I could make a whole video about this, and I will probably will. But to give you a gist of it, it was further emphasized this year along with the pandemic, 2020 hanggang this year. We never really know what can happen, whether it's about yourself or sa ibang tao. And I know you know what I mean. It sounds so pragmatic, pero one of the only certain things in life is death. Mamamatay rin naman tayo lahat, di ba? Pero, the future is still a possibility. Bakit nga ba tayo nagpapakapagod to hustle and to work? It's to enjoy life, right? To live, basically, not just to survive. So a common ground to answer life's uncertainty and certainty is to try to balance the present and the future. Whether that's through spending your time and money wisely to do so. So a basic rule I do with regards to finances about it is to set a certain percentage for future stuff. That includes insurance, emergency funds, investments, at kung ano-ano pa. And with the goal to live in the present, I also set a certain percentage for leisure, travel, eating out, spending it for others, so right balance lang. And when it comes to time naman, I always try to make sure na meron akong oras sa mga importanteng tao. Kapag may nagyayaya na friends, family, para lumabas, kumain, at mag-bonding, work, it can wait. Number 3, take care of yourself first so you can pour yourself to others. At this point, it's really not about being superficial. How you weigh, how you look, and how you act. So what I further realized this year is to really make sure that you have the time to take care of yourself. Because naisip ko rin na everything you do for yourself, eventually it will reflect on how people perceive you and how you are as a person. So parang end result na lang siya or byproduct. So whether that's through committing to yourself to work out like an athlete, to study about things you're passionate about, to religiously follow your skincare routine, to shop for clothes you feel confident in, and everything else. Number 4, being socially and politically aware. For me, this is the most transformative year I've been as a Filipino. Bakit? Kasi going back to quarter 2 of 2022, the election season, remember that? It's also one of the most emotional times I've been this year. It was the time that we felt an actual collective movement for the future of our country. It was surreal. Di ko alam kung kailan ko ulit ma-feel yung ganung feeling na yun. 2028? Let's see. But, to further explain, medyo going farther na to. Pero, generations by generations, heroes and prominent individuals fought for our freedom. Going back to the Spanish times, and going back to the martial law era, hanggang ngayon sa kasalukuyan. And if you're gonna think about it, hayaan mo lang ba na lapastanganin at bastusin ng mga corrupt individuals na may mga personal agenda yung mga pinaglalaban ng mga nauna sa atin. And for what? Para sa pera? Para sa power? And with the amount of people na naaapakan dahil dito. Some food for thought. What we do as individuals affect the place we live in. It can only take a handful of people or heck, even one person to ignite change in the country for the better. Knowing this, you become intentional with what you do, what you consume, and what you champion on a day-to-day basis. Sobrang detrimental maging detached sa realidad. It's always good to keep ourselves grounded, lalo na sa mga nangyayari sa kapaligiran natin. Number 5, being intentional. So knowing the craziness and yung nangyari this 2022, there's only a handful of things na pwede nating makontrol. And 2 of which are our intentions and choices. Kasi at the end of the day, life doesn't stop for anyone. So this year, with the goal of being intentional, I'm happy to say na may mga na-achieve ako na binalak ko talaga. And number 1 is ito. Since we're having this conversation, nakapag-start na ako mag-create ng content. Number 2, I also learned how to swim and how to free dive. So, believe it or not, I came into 2022 not being confident with my swimming skills. So, I learned. Number 3, I fully dipped my toes in Web3 and built strong foundations as a community builder. And number 4, I gained more direction in terms of what I want to do in life, at least in the coming year. With that being said, this leads us to our final point, to point number 6. Just go for it. You never know what's gonna happen talaga unless you jump. Whether that's career, relationship, experiences, goals, go lang. If fear is the only thing that's stopping you, then you should probably do it. Bakit? Kasi this exact uncomfortable feeling is a very, very, very good indicator that you should probably go for it. It just means that we're going to experience something that we've never experienced before. We're going to a place that we've never been before, and that entails growth. Because growth happens in discomfort. So, 6 na yun. I'm definitely not saying na kapag ginawa mo tong mga to, magkakadireksyon ka na rin sa buhay. Sana nga ganun na kadali, no? But no. It's a reflection of what I did and what I realized. And ikaw, baka may mapulot ka dito to bounce off your thoughts with. Kasi we all definitely went through different emotions and different battles this year. So, overall, with that being said, coming into 2023, personally, hindi ko talaga alam kung ano yung i-expect. But despite that, I'm excited with the uncertainty and the unknown of 2023. There's so much growth that can happen and failures or obstacles that we can all learn from. But coming into 2023, it's like the first normal year we're going to have after all the things that happened ng pandemic. So before we wrap up, ikaw ba? What's your biggest takeaway from 2023? Drop it in the comment box below, shoot me a DM, or if may tanong ka na pwede natin pag-usapan next time. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment below because it definitely helps boost this video for us to reach more people na baka nasa same boat din. That's it for today. Usap ulit tayo next time and catch you on our next conversation.